Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, goblins of all ages, welcome back to another Sunday, Bloody Sunday here out the greatest goddamn D&D stream on this world and the next. Welcome, Goblins Under the Stairs. Oh, yeah. You got Carlos Garcia, a.k.a. the nastiest poo in all the land, Captain Rampoo, McNasty. And of course, I ain't here alone because I'm coming with my Stormbreakers. Yeah, I got Langston Embershroud, I got Mansto Surmeister, I got Crick, and of course, to lead us along in this epic adventure is the greatest goddamn D&D DM in all the land. Here, it's Nate Gonzalez. Take it away.
Thank you, Mr. McNasty. Welcome back, everyone, to our regularly scheduled programming Sunday night, Goblins Under the Stairs. Man, we had a fun little session last time we were together. I'm gonna give you guys a recap of where we left off, and we'll jump back into this thing as you guys had some sort of intruder on this new ship that you guys have found yourselves on. So pretty much to wrap it up, the last time, the Xaryxian Empire, the Astro Elves, of course, attacked the character's world of Toril, forcing you all to leave and take refuge on the Rock of Brawl with Captain Sartell. There, you guys met a sympathetic gift named Commodore Crux, and after telling him a bit about your guys' run-ins with the Xaryxian Empire and what's happened to your planet, he brought you aboard his ship, the Second Wind, where you guys are beginning to head towards a wizard's tower on the outskirts of Wild Space, where Commodore Crux hopes to acquire a star map to Doomspace, so that you guys can make your way to the Xaryxian Empire and hopefully infiltrate their coalition. En route to the tower, though, the Second Wind was attacked by an evil ally of the Xaryxian Empire by the name of Hastane. And that is where we left off the last time we were together. I'll just go ahead and reread essentially what the last affair was that we had on here. As you guys saw, this giant bioluminescent kind of jellyfish-like creature chasing close behind you guys with this flamboyantly dressed figure standing inside the glassy dome of its head. You guys then saw this magical doorway appear on the main deck of your ship, where this flamboyantly dressed figure steps through, brandishing a trident, and the doorway closes behind them. You see these sparkling lights surround the figure, and with a little bit of shit-eating grin, he says to you guys, "Heading to Toklo's Tower, are we? I don't think so. My friends in the Xaryxian Empire don't want you meddling in their affairs." And he gives a slight bow, a little shit bow. He says, "But forgive me, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Hastane, and when the elves came looking for a suitable role to nourish their dying star, well, I suggested yours. It isn't every day I get to witness the destruction of a planet. I promise, though, it will end beautifully, even if you're not alive to see it." And he swings his trident around. You see a couple of his bioluminescent freckles start to twinkle with different colored lights. And with that, I need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh shit!
Right into
In case you were curious, I will never roll above a 10.
Is that the truth? What did you roll this time?
That's like my
Another 9? Nice.
Solid 9.
Alright, you guys do see the giant bioluminescent creature in the back upper right corner, right? As well?
Back upper right corner. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's chasing close behind you guys. That's what the Rygar was inside of, what Hastane was inside of.
Okay, and that other thing's like a ship, right?
It's a creature.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like it's a symbiotic being with the Rygar itself. Okay, let me make it round 1. This battle music's fun. Let's go with Crick. With a 22. Oh yeah, 22.14, just ahead.
2.14, love it. Okay, there we are. So I am going to run up. I'm going to hit him with a booming blade. Where's my booming? There it is.
Add Commodore Crux, of course.
21?
A 21 will hit.
All right, we're gonna roll damage on that, and then I get an extra D8 on it
Sure.
for Booming Blade. So 12 damage. And then I am going to teleport with my boots as a bonus action 5 feet backwards. And that's gonna be, 5 feet backwards. So that's 10. And then, can I move? I can move like right here. Because that'll be 20.
Cool.
Cool.
And yeah, when you use those boots to like teleport back, how does that work, or how does that look when you do that?
So they're the boots of the winding path, and as I mentioned before, like the bottom is kind of covered in the like nanobots that Crick kind of uses in all of his stuff. So
Sure.
every time he walks, there's kind of like this little tread of them that kind of like lags behind him, and like they like keep running. They're like a little slower than him, so they keep running to catch up. And when he uses it, he just kind of like slides backwards across them.
Love that. That's awesome. Yeah, you guys see Crick go in for the big punch. The creature in front of you guys now, Hostain, is booming with this thunderous energy through him, and Crick immediately teleports back using his nanobite boots. And is there anything else that you want to do?
That's action and bonus action. That's good to go.
All right, Hostain up now. The Rygar just getting punched with this booming energy. You see him shaking about a little bit, with a tremble in his voice because of it. He says, "Oh, is that how it's going to be?" And as he does, he spins the trident down and he slams the butt of it down onto the ground. And you see the booming energy kind of like sheathe off of his body, or like almost like kind of like as a catalyst for this force. You see this other kind of chromatic energy, blinking and beaming off his body, and shoots off to the side, where you see out of that color space a duplicate of him appear. And it says, and then in unison they say, "Well, two can play that game." And let me add him to the combat tracker. Actually, no, they share initiative. That's right. So 21.15. And that will be his action as he's just kind of booming, standing in this place. He has like disadvantage on everyone right now except for you. Okay, so the second one now appears in this space about 10 feet to the south. Same kind of trident and same kind of regalia outfit and everything. Looks over at Crick, pointing the trident into the air, and you see this chromatic energy of magic, like arcane energy, just booming through it. Just takes a massive shot in your direction. Does a 29 hit.
I'm gonna go with yes.
I don't know why this doesn't have a clickable button,
It'll
but yes.
just hit.
Just
It's a flesh wound. 15 points of lightning damage on that.
Okay.
Let me see if I have fetch my stat blocks open or something like that. Something's not going right. All right, and as he takes that bolt of energy striking into Crick, he takes a somersault leap back and turns around and faces in Crux's position as well. And that's going to be both of their turn. Rampu, you're up.
Okay, Dorcas. My sheet is freezing a little bit. Second, I'm gonna move a few feet this way. Over. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. There we go.
All good.
And I'm gonna do a bonus action Hunter's Mark on this guy over here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a shot at him with my longbow. Damn. You rolling?
I see a 1d20 and there's a question mark right next to it.
Big roll.
There it goes. There it goes. There it goes.
Oh, so it didn't have any. Didn't add any
Oh.
bonus to that.
Plus 7, so 16.
16. A 16's gonna miss.
Bitch.
Yeah. You see, like I said, when
Okay.
you did like that somersault backwards, they seem very nimble.
Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Why are you being so slow today?
Yeah.
That's a guy, Nate?
It's a little bit of everything.
All inclusive. I'm here
Yeah.
for it.
A 10 will not hit,
Doctors are
unfortunately.
real good.
Alright. That's my turn.
Okay. Carlos, real quick, click on the gear icon in the top right of your VTT. And actually, everyone can do this if you want to. And then on the bottom of it, there's from the third from the bottom, there's disable DDB dice where possible. Enable that. That might help you. That'll actually speed everyone's rolls up if everyone enables that.
Dunskies.
Cool. Flinch is up now. The Hadozi Spelljammer on the back of the ship. You see him with Fell right next to it say, "Load her up!" And Fell goes right next to the ballista, loads it up, and he begins to aim it in the direction of the of this creature in the back. And you hear him yell, "Don't let it get too close! He'll jam our Spelljammer!" And that's gonna be their turn. Crux receives that message and looks back at you guys and says, "Do you need my help or should I go back there?"
You got it.
He gives you a nod and continues running back all the way to the back of the ship where he takes out his gun and tries to
pull out my gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Please tell me he's sober.
He is
Tell me he's
sober.
sober now.
Unfortunately, it's it is a bit far, so it is going to be the disadvantage though for the time being. He goes and takes a shot. 11's going to miss. He takes another shot. Whoopsies, I did not mean to do that. And a 10 will miss as well. Unfortunately, both the wind in here kind of just pulls the bullets off to the side and misses altogether.
Crick is starting to realize that he's missed all like 17 of his shots so far, and does this captain deserve a first mate? That's just going through Crick's mind.
Love that. Manto, you are up.
Yeah, okay, so I will I'll head up to the red one and give you a Psychic Blade. 12?
12 will miss.
Hell yeah. And then bonus action, Psychic Blade. 16?
16 will miss.
Nice. That's gonna do it.
Okay. Brings us to Langston. You see these two psychic blades just go whipping by this creature, and you really notice like how it seems like even somehow the way that the flamboyantness, the charisma of this creature even helps dodge these attacks, as he's mocking a Manta right in his face as he's avoiding these.
He's very slippery. Must have just came from Diddy's house.
Good God. Watch that. We're gonna have to scrub the floors so much after this motherfucker.
Boom roasted.
So I have a question before I start my what I want to do.
Sure.
When he duplicated himself, was that sort of an ability, something from a weapon, or was that a spell?
It seemed
Would there be
like
any way I could?
it seemed like it's an innate kind of thing that a
Okay,
creature
okay.
of his type is able to do.
Super, because one of them
Your
already
name.
sent me into enough of a rage.
Yeah, as I mentioned, like the end of the last game, they seem like they're actually descendants of like cephalopods, like octopi and creatures like that. They have this very
Okay.
kind of weird energy to them, and like the fluidity, and they have these bioluminescent freckles that change colors and glittering motes and twinkles around them. It's very like ethereal in a sense, but very kind of organic in that way as well.
Okay. Then, with that being the case, as furious as Langston is, knowing this is the person who sent Toril into, like, the reason it is in the path of destruction, I'm gonna check myself. I'm gonna do Beacon of Hope, which, third level spell. Choose any number of creatures within range for the duration. Each target has advantage on Wisdom saving throws and Death saving throws, and regains the maximum number of hit points possible from any healing. So I will, I'll cast that on us, 4, because it's within 30 feet, so everyone will now have advantage on wisdom throws and death saving throws, should we get there. And then, with my bonus action, I am going to... Let me see real quick. I'm looking. Hold on. Getting health. I'm going to run up to Crick and yell, "Payback's a bitch, buddy," and then I'll dump a healing potion into his mouth, much like he did with Susan for me. But, you know, obviously not as gross with the bots. But I'll give him my last potion of healing. And so you, sir, get...
Hey, it's Max,
the
right?
Yeah, you get 10. You get instant 10 back to you.
That's dope. What a power turn. You're muted, Nate.
Ooh. I was saying, yeah, no, that was awesome. With Langston in this like moment of seeing, you know, Crick get these that heavy blast into him, realizes the urgency of this moment and protects his allies and quickly feeds Crick this potion to heal him up as much as he possibly can. Go ahead and take heroic inspiration for that series of events right there.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is concentration based, so I might just need a reminder for that.
I gotcha.
And then, yeah, since I only used a little bit of movement, I'm going to use just 5 more feet to just kind of take a little step back, just to kind of oversee everybody.
Okay. Love that. Anything else for you?
That will be all for the boy.
Okay. In the back, you guys see this massive bioluminescent kind of jellyfish-like creature approaching. It speeds up to get alongside with you guys, trailing close behind now.
Jesus. It closed the distance so fast.
Yeah. That was using its dash action to do that. And as you guys see it, though, zooming through space, you notice that within the almost like glassy-like dome of its head, these different colors start to illuminate and glow bright and brighter as time continues. And that will be its turn. Starbo, the treant on your guys' ship, who definitely seems like its roots are one with the ship, picks up. You see it, one of its branches reach down and picks up one of these boulders around the trunk of its body now, and with this massive boulder in its hand, you just see it launch it across space in the direction of this creature. A 28 to hit will definitely hit.
Oh my God, I was hoping he could do stuff.
The treant smacks him with this 24 points of damage, and in the other hand, he goes and grabs another one of these tree branches. He goes and reaches down, grabs another one, and throws that one too. 26 to hit on that, and he does another 20 points of damage there. 46 points of damage total. As you just hear him like kind of grumble, "We've got it under control back here." And brings us to Crick.
All right, so Crick first looks back at Langston and just licks his lips. Just... and it turns back.
Langston is just
A little
like, side
dribble.
to side, like looking over his shoulder, like that's got to be for somebody else, right? Like, oh, it's me. Okay.
And then he looks back at the guy he hit, and then he looks over at the second one, and he just kind of like pulls both of his obliques off of his armor, and he throws him in the air, and he kind of just charges right in between the two of them, and like hits his two obliques, and they land on the ground, and then 3 Cricks pop up as he casts mirror image on himself.
We got too many mirror images out here.
And then he just kind of like stands right in the middle.
Incredible.
And it's like a shell game.
Alright, so go ahead and send mirror image that to the game log. And so you want me to put like actually 3 tokens of you out here, or
You could just put 3 dots or whatever you want to do.
Okay.
They don't have to be full tokens.
Alright, anything else?
That is action, bonus action. Like, typically you guys feel like a little pulse when his defensive aura goes on, but now you feel like a giant one as all 4 of them click it.
It's incredible.
So, alright, with mirror image, always forget. Each creature targets you, each time a creature targets you with an attack rolls, roll d20, determine whether attack hits a target or
Right
you.
back.
You have 3 duplicates, you must roll 6 or higher to change the attack.
I'll be right back.
Okay, sure. Alright, that works out. Alright, that is Crick's turn. The Rygar, Halstein, the main one, shakes off this booming energy around him, and he understands the trickery that Crick has pulled here, as he's able to do such tricks himself. He focuses his attention back to Manto with this trident in hand, and just goes and pierces the trident into Manto twice.
I'll wording flare it.
Okay, that's a disadvantage, so 22 will, let's see, 20 to hit then.
Yeah,
Disadvantage.
That'll hit.
Okay.
Oh, whoop. But
Yep.
you still get 2d6 plus 3 temp HP, but because of having Beacon of Hope, you actually get 15 temp HP now.
Oh, amazing.
That's
So
correct.
enjoy that.
So I guess I'll deduct whatever damage I get.
Yeah, well, let's see.
And-
Yeah, let's go ahead and do this real quick. So you
Yeah,
take 10 plus. Oh my. Wait, that. Yeah, okay, yeah,
So-
that's right. It's 1d6.
I'll have 4 temp HP then.
Yes, right now, but then he spins the trident around again and goes to pierce that back into you one more time. A 25 to
Okay.
hit.
I can only do one. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're
So. Yep.
I missed it. After the first hit, I would have opportunity attacked him.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, go
Because
for
then
it.
that gives disadvantage if I hit.
Oh, yeah. A 19.
Yeah.
A 19 will hit.
All right.
good. Wait, hold on. And
So-
also, real quick.
So we're at 4 temp HP right now, then, real quick. So hold on, 6.
Oh, so I didn't take.
You didn't take that second.
damage?
You didn't take the second one yet.
Okay.
All right. So
There's still a champ.
yeah.
Also, doesn't that red one have disadvantage on me, anyways? Because of
anymore.
Not anymore.
okay, it was just red one. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Until the start of its next turn, correct? Or
Yeah.
the start of your
Yeah.
next turn.
It's my turn.
That's
it's my
right.
turn.
Yeah. All right. So with that trident, he pierces it into Manto, even after being quickly blinded. Somehow still goes through his carapace. Crick, seeing this, just cracks him real quick. Booming energy going through his body once again, and he goes and tries to strike it into Manto once again. After this, kind of shook up a little bit. 12 now with that disadvantage. So yeah, it was the 25 and 12 would have been my 2 rolls. So 12 to hit.
Thank you.
Just goes wide as he tries to extend out towards you, and unfortunately misses on that. The one to the south, though, has Crick right in front of him, and he's going to try to hit Crick with the trident as well. 17 to hit.
It misses.
Miss. Wait, yeah, 17. And then we'll do it
Yeah.
again. 14 to hit. Will also miss.
That misses.
You got all these duplicates up here, and for whatever reason, he still can't hit any of them. Regardless, and Rampu, you see this duplicate one trying to pierce through Crick after Manto's gotten hit. What do you do about all this?
All right, I'm gonna walk up to this guy right here, and I'm gonna slice him.
Give me the old slice.
And I'm gonna use a my last lucky point to give myself advantage on this.
Let's do it.
22.
It's a good
Yeah,
thing
buddy.
you did. Yep, 22 hits.
Yeah, buddy. That's this plus that. Great.
Okay.
Now I
so-
have advantage on my next
That's
ones.
correct. Yeah.
Bam, bam. How the fuck are you gonna do that?
Hal, indeed. No, it's just the convulsing of his body kind of threw it off a little bit. You weren't expecting him to like, kind of give a jolt back, and your slice misses.
Well, bonus action. I'll swing again.
Alrighty.
Let's go. 19.
19 just hits.
Yeah, buddy. That's that. Plus. That's 7 damage.
7 damage. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, we got in the back here, Flinch, with the ballista aimed, loaded up and ready to shoot. He pulls the lever on this, and you guys hear the whipping of the bolt go flying through the air. But it goes wide with an 11. Yeah, just misses. Slices it and yells, "Fell! Load it back up!" And you see her grab another bolt, slam it in there, and that's gonna be their turn. Crux up now. He leans over the edge of the deck. You see him put his elbows on the edge. He's like, "Come on, come on!" As he looks at this thing, like, massive eyes staring at him. With his musket out, he goes and takes a shot. 21. Flying through the air. He watches it slow motion as it pierces right through the center of like the dome of its head. It takes like a couple seconds for it to actually push through, but you can see it do impact and hurt him a little bit. 13 points of damage. He goes and loads it up, takes another shot. That one goes wide. He's like, "I'll take the one," and that brings us to Manto.
Holy shit, he actually hit.
And we're right back where we started.
All right. As my how's he looking in front of us right now?
Still has some strength to him, for sure. Definitely not bloodied yet or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. As my action, I will pull out my Iron Stone of Reserve.
Okay.
And you just kind of see me toss it up, and like all 4 of my arms are kind of like aiming right at it, and it just starts to like levitate and just kind of circle right around me.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, this one might come in handy against this fella. And then bonus action, I am actually going to disengage.
Okay.
And just drop back by
Sounds
Langston.
good.
And give him a smack on the ass and be like, "I don't think you like that as much as the fella would have liked that, but keep doing it, buddy."
I am gonna make you proud. Don't you worry, buddy.
I'm excited to see where this is gonna go. And that's
All right. Love the homoerotica. Let's take it up to Langston now.
With excitement oozing. No, I'm kidding.
Oozing.
I'm gonna cry.
With excitement cream pieing out. No.
Jesus Christ. Vivid. Okay, so everyone is kind of chilling with health at the moment. I'm just gonna rip a first level guiding bolt at this fucker.
Hell yeah.
So let me do the rolling. I imagine a 14 doesn't hit.
14 does not hit, but no, Crick, none of your Sentinel doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't do anything for giving everyone help or advantage or anything right now. Yep, that'll miss.
We're gonna burn the inspiration then. Fuck it.
Oh yeah, go for it then.
Do it.
21?
21 hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Gotta fucking love it when it all comes around. So 47.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Oh,
No way.
Shit.
yo.
Guess who just regained that heroic inspiration?
Dude, I get it back.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking sick. I've never seen that before.
That's absolutely wild.
And he's
Langston's big
glowing now. Yeah, that's insane.
For
Holy
this
shit.
particular one, after like Manto drops back, I full on am just like doing this like weird little like jazz stuff with my hands. I'm like, come on, baby. And you see it fizzle for a second because my emotions are getting the better of me. And then I'm finally like, come on, baby. And it just shoots out and just absolutely nukes him.
Oh yeah, you guys are almost all blinded for a moment as he's just completely illuminated with this radiance. An extremely easy target for all of you guys now. Anything else for you, Langston? What's your action?
Bonus action? Is there anything fun I can do? I think all my bonus actions are typically spell oriented, so I we'll just kind of wait and be ready to do something else to mess with this dude's plans.
On that note, just a little side note kind of thing. Spiritual weapon is a great bonus action to have stocked up. To be
I
able
always
to
forget
take
that.
attacks on bonus actions.
I always forget I can do
Just
that.
a fun little.
It is
Yeah.
concentration now, though.
It's concentration now. I missed that.
With the new,
Let me
I think
see.
it's
Honestly,
concentration. You may double check.
Makes sense though.
Oh,
It
it
should-
is. Yeah. Yeah, you see
Yeah.
that? The little
Just gotta be careful.
D and a diamond that says "fuck you."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, now they nerfed it, except for that, like war clerics get it without concentration or something.
And that makes sense.
I
like
would have
that.
just turned Langston after that and just said to him, "It was a slap on the butt. I know it was."
Oh my god, it was the encouragement. Absolutely. That was for you. You see that? That was for you.
I mean, I just kind of like knuckle touch him. Like,
My insides are screaming like I want to kill this man, but I'm trying to keep it under wraps. You wouldn't know it without me verbalizing it.
Hilarious.
Like it gets the like the crick twitch, just like the.
All right. At Langston, after blasting him with that guiding bolt, having a little fun time with Manto, you guys see that aesthetic, this giant bioluminescent creature in the back getting closer and closer to the ship. As I mentioned, you guys can see these glowing orbs on the inside of it start to illuminate and blink with this light and getting brighter and brighter. And you watch as those lights focus in on the center tip, and in one single straight beam, you see it blast out right in the direction of Flinch, and you see Flinch lock up like all tight, and I need him to make a charisma save.
I ain't gonna do it.
With the 6, you guys see Flinch lock up, and then immediately hunch over, completely almost collapse over on himself. And with that, the wings on the side of the ship that were once flapping and pushing along, all fall down. And you hear Crux yell, "Shit! He's jammed our Spelljammer!" And
He said that would happen.
yep. And that's gonna be its turn. Starbo, the treant, up now, says, "Not on my watch." He goes, reaches over and grabs another one of those boulders and tosses it in its direction. A 14 just hits. I'll do it again. 17 will hit as well. Ooh, 29 and 30.
Damn.
I like that. 59 points of damage. And yeah, this thing now, you guys watch it trailing behind you guys. It begins to actually sink down a little bit and seems to slow it a little bit, as it definitely has been pretty hurt now. That brings us to Crick at the top of the round.
fucking tree meister.
Listen to trees. Fucking Tommy Noble.
Two of my mirror images are dead, by the way.
Johnny
I
Ham-
just reread it
Oh yeah, why is that?
for the swings before. So I rolled a couple d20s and they would have targeted the mirror people and they would have died.
Oh, okay.
'Cause they only have 12 AC.
Beautiful. That's right. I thought I was trying to hit your
Yep.
AC. Okay.
Yeah, no. I have to roll to see if it hits me or not.
That's right.
All right, so I attack the one that I have advantage on. Okay, that works. So I'll roll again to see if I can crit him. I don't.
Oh, I saw the 20 and got
Yeah.
so excited.
Right?
I was like, ah.
Oh, he is
so that's
bloodied, by the way. Yes.
Bang on him, and then I'm gonna swing at the other guy too. 13. I'm gonna heroic action that.
Okay.
25.
25
That'll
will hit.
do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it. So that's the other guy. So now they both have disadvantage on everybody but me.
Okay. Nice. Both of them just convulsing in their place. You're definitely feeling hurt from that. The one up top, who's like the main one, of course, is hurting big time.
All right, and that. Do I have anything fun for bonus action? No, I don't. That's gonna be it.
Okay. All right. So that one is up now. Noticing, of course, that you have been putting a big hurt on and keeping it stuck in this place, of course. Looks over at you, Crick, and says, "Why don't you just get the fuck out of here, little man? Go! And he points over to the back of the ship, and I need you to make a wisdom save.
With advantage.
With advantage.
With advantage. That's right.
I am not a very wise person, so let's see what this
He's
does.
so wise now.
So wise. I'm gonna add a D4 to that, see if it does anything. It doesn't do anything.
Oh my god.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I just realized that this was a mass suggestion, so I'm saying this to everyone. Everyone, go ahead and make this save. It's not just suggestion.
Advantage.
Yeah, everyone, go ahead and do it.
With advantage.
Oh
Yeah, 22.
Mm-hmm. Sexy.
You're in the crickets. Huh?
Sorry, I'm trying up the rear.
Oh, good.
Roll.
So that's just. I'll send this.
No.
So
Oh,
yeah, I sent the description of what it is in the game log, but yeah, you guys, well, any of you guys can't be charmed.
I
Well,
think
it doesn't
defenses.
matter to me.
I'm just immune to magical sleep.
right?
Not.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Yeah.
regular elves that are immune to being charmed.
So you
They have
guys have
advantage.
to
You
pursue
rolled
this
a
course
20.
of action, or just Rampu and Karuk to pursue this course of action on your turn, and
That's
then.
provocative.
Right.
I have to move to the back of the ship.
Yes. This is just action will be completed in shorter time. Spell and blah, blah, blah. You can also specify your trigger. Blah, blah, blah. If you and your companions damage creature. Okay, so you only wake up from it if you take damage, essentially. All right. That is his turn. The one to the south of him takes knows that, of course, that is an effect on Crick. He turns around and looks down at Manto. Actually, no, he looks at Langston, who's been helping everyone and causing him to be bright light. You see the trident illuminate with some of this crackling. Actually, let's roll a d4. Let's see what kind of energy it is. Radiant energy. Oh God, you're not immune to radiance, are you?
I'm not immune.
It's
You
radiant.
would think.
And
Langston is there and just looks and he goes, well, "This is
disadvantage, though.
ironic. Can I silver rebarbs?"
I have disadvantage actually
Oh.
because it's not Crick. So a 13 misses.
Yeah,
right?
every attack. Yep.
Yay!
Okay, the attack goes wide as he's kind of convulsing in place still. And Rampu, you hear this suggestion, and something inside your mind tells you, like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Oh. All right, I'm out of here.
Yep.
Now, is there a certain point where I stop?
Yeah, so I would imagine right now, to get to the back of the ship, you would take the dash action to get all the way back there, and then essentially, I think once you complete the suggestion, you're pretty much done.
So let me see something. My movement is 30 feet or 40.
Oh yeah, your movement's 40 feet. That's right. So
Yeah, you're 40 now. You get a plus 10 on it.
Yeah, buddy. So I still would have some movement. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So I'll move, and I'll just dash my whatever the difference is.
He stares at you with the trident, like ready to pierce into you in case you like do something you shouldn't. But of course, you run back as quickly as you can.
And then I get there, and then I say, "Wait, what was I getting back here again?"
Fell looks at
Damn
you
it!
as
I
like
hate when that happens.
Fell grabs you by the shoulders, like, "Wake up! Can you help Flinch?" And he kind of looks back at Flinch, who's like locked, and his eyes are rolled back in his head. His hands drop down to his side, and tongue like rolling all throughout his mouth. He definitely has lost control over himself.
Oh yeah, totally.
All right, that will be your turn. Flinch is up now, just locked in place right here, twitching. And Fell looks over at you and then looks over and says, "Flinch, get out of here!" and pushes him off to the side and aims the thing over in aims the ballista over in the creature's direction, and that'll bring us to Crux. Looks over at Flinch, says, "Flinch, my boy!" Looks down, doesn't know what to do, but then cocks the gun. Actually, no, he reaches off to his side, and you see him like, off his belt grab this like, kind of metal spherical looking piece, and he picks it up, says, gives it a kiss. You see him bite and throw it off in that direction of the creature. Well, I need to make a dex save now. with a 14. You guys see Crux throw this spherical metal piece in the air, and as soon as it lands on top of this creature, it kind of sinks into his skull, and with that you see a massive explosion of light. He takes 18 points of force damage, and you see with that sinks even lower now, and that brings us to Manto.
That's awesome. We love a good space grenade.
Oh yeah.
Langston, would you do me the honors?
It would be my pleasure. And I will rub my hands together. You'll see a little bit of radiance come off, and I just full on windmill. It's just right on the ass cheeks to get you going.
Psychic blade.
You have advantage on the red one currently, I think, until the end of Langston's turn.
22.
Yes.
Yeah, 22 will hit.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. 6. And then
Did you want to sneak attack that?
bonus oh, yeah, absolutely. Sneak attack. Let's see, where's my button? I don't know. 3d6. 8 damage.
Oof, alright.
And bonus action. Psychic blade. Oh,
26
yeah,
hits.
5 damage.
5 damage. Okay, yeah, with that, you see he jolts up as the psychic energy is racking his mind, and he kind of locks up for a second, then see him like go limp and drops down to a knee as if he's about to go down.
It is all in the slap ass as I now roundhouse slap Langston's ass. I'm like, finish him, buddy.
I am gonna do my darndest. I think for me, what I'm gonna do, give me 1 second. I want to scout something. Da-da-da. Okay, got it. Oh, I have 3. Oh, yeah, I have 3 of these now. I'm gonna do this. You'll see with that, Langston takes off his scarf and starts rubbing it on his neck again, getting the little like shimmy about him. And I will channel divinity we'll go with Radiance of the Dawn for this one. So,
Yep.
Yeah, the mic went out. You're good.
there we go. Sorry, I got a phone call and it cuts out the audio sometimes.
God damn it, Mom.
F you button.
But
Wisdom saves, right?
DC 14 Constitution.
Cons, okay. I wish it was wisdom. Alright, let's see. The first one up top. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes sense because he's the one that dropped down to a knee and is like looking extremely weak. But the one to the south, I think has only taken 1 hit so far. Yeah, but he 9 as well, so that's a fail.
Make it 2.
Wait. You did a con check for that one.
Yeah, he doesn't have a proficiency in saves, so
Okay.
yeah. Or in
Then they
con
each
rather.
they each take 19 damage.
Oh, yes.
The one up top, describe how this radiance absolutely destroys him.
After receiving the mother of all encouragement slaps, Langston has the scarf, and then with shimmying, it gets starts slowing, gets faster, and then faster, and then faster, and then it's just an absolute blur until you swear you see like a spark of fire, and then it just ignites to like a holy radiance behind him that just blinds both of these guys.
Incredible.
And then just lit ablaze by the holiness of the ass slap.
Love it, love it. Yeah, you guys just watch as the one completely gets destroyed by this radiance, and the other one, who's a replica, a duplicate of it, still standing strong, although still being burnt by it. Doesn't look like it's been hurt too much already, but with one less there, shouldn't be too hard. Anything else for you, Langston?
That will be all for me. Hold on, bonus action? Anything?
Now, Nate, does that mean that this mass suggestion that was put onto Crick, is that null and void now?
Yes, you are correct.
Cool.
Nice.
Our boys are redeemed.
Let's see. I think so.
That's got to be such a gray area.
Because it's not concentration. It lasts 24 hours.
No.
So like,
Yeah, I guess not.
yeah, and doesn't say specifically actually that if they die or if something blah 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 happens, then okay.
Yeah, Mass Suggested. Yeah, it's a 6th-level spell.
Yeah,
It
I'm
makes
gonna
sense.
say that stays up actually. Okay, so the creature in the back now, the aesthetic. What's up?
I just said, dang it.
God dang it, Bobby. You see him getting closer and closer up to the ship, and as it has now completely shut down the arcane energy powering your guys' ship now. Watch as one of its tentacles come reaching around and goes to grab onto Flinch with advantage. Well, 30 will hit. Let's see if nope, 29 also. Does 22 points of force damage to Flinch, and the tentacle has him grappled and pulls him out into wild space, drifting off into space along with it. And as if that wasn't enough for you to witness up close and personal, Rampo, you watch as another tentacle whips out into out of there, grabbing onto Fel as well. She takes 17 damage and is also grappled by him. And that will bring us to Starbow. Let me take their health off. And yeah, Starbow, of course, you guys have gotten his ammo over the course of this fight. Is not down with this silly Billy business. And he reaches on down for one of these massive boulders off the ground once again and says, "I'm coming for you, little buddy," and throws a rock over the air in its direction. 15 barely hits, but it does, and grabs another one, does the same. 16 will also hit. 24 and 33 is 57 damage. Oh man, boulders just sinking into its skull. You guys see it they're collapsing into its body, like sinking into it like a pool of jello almost. And both Flinch and Fel still being completely grappled by him. But you see as that happened, or at the end of its turn essentially, he was starting to look like he was about to dip out of here. And that'll bring us to Crick. Still under the influence of this mass suggestion spell.
Books it. Just kind of looks at the other dead one, shrugs his shoulders, looks at the other alive one, and then just starts walking away, while he's staring the other one in the eyes. And it's one of those walk becomes a jog becomes a run as he just goes all the way to the end of the ship, touches the end of the ship. And he's and then he looks back, and then he noticed Rampo got there before him, so he lost the race.
Crux says,
and then he stares down this fucking massive thing.
Yeah, Crux
and just looks it in the eye.
He looks at you and says, "I didn't say mother, may I?" And he then looks over at the thing and is like, "It's got Flinch and Fel. We gotta help them."
And he goes, "I got an idea." That's the end of my turn.
Love it. Alright, this Rygar, the duplicate, is up now. No longer convulsing and shaking with this energy. It turns to Langston and doesn't want to get too close to the two of you guys, being all by himself now. He turns his trident around and blasts one of these chromatic bolts at you. 27.
Can I silvery barbs?
Yes, you can. 27, and
Oh,
then a 14. Ooh. There you go. Nice. Who do you give advantage to? I guess Manto?
I'll give it to Manto next to me. It's just a non-stop, just who's slapping whose ass back here for who's going to give each other encouragement.
Just loving it.
And so he goes to blast you, and something happens where it's almost like you mess with the time for a second and throws his aim off. And that gives Manto a little bit of of inspiration to go and get the jump on this next attack, but Rampu, you're
Hey,
up in the back.
You said it.
Yeah,
Like it.
you're up now in the back. You see, I mean, they're grappled by the tentacles. Actually, they're like right here, not in the eyes. And yeah, what do you do?
I'm gonna bonus action reapply my hunter's mark onto this fucking thing.
Okay, on to which one? Oh yeah, I guess the big guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the huge.
Okay. I didn't know if you meant
This
of
thing.
course. Yeah.
The huge scary
Big
thing
old
in
thing.
front of me.
Sure. That makes sense.
Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna head take a shot.
All right.
Ooh, fucking that one.
Oof.
There we go again on my own. 24.
There you go. 24 will hit.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's 8 plus roll plus 4, 12 damage.
Okay, 12 damage. Nice. I will also say, I guess, because you guys don't maybe know the full depth of the Spelljammer rules and everything. I kind of said it before when you guys were getting into different spaces of other spaceships, but you guys, each ship has its own gravity field that surrounds it, like a bubble almost. And when another thing, like with a large size of it, like another large ship or planet or asteroid or something enters into it, your gravity fields actually merge together. So right now, you guys have this massive gravity field around the two bodies, this aesthetic and the ship, which means that you could float in space also right now if you wanted to.
Oh, that's dope.
Just something to note. Flinch is up now, shaking out of it now that he's been hit, and he's got his facilities, his faculties back a little bit now, and he's like grappled by this thing. What the hell is going on? Yells out, trying to reach out for Crux, and Crux is trying to reach out for him. Let's see if he can make a save to get out of this. The 9, he tries to weasel his way out, but he feels the grasp of it getting tighter and tighter, and with that, actually, he will take 23 points of acid damage as it squeezes him in, and you guys can hear him screaming as it burns his flesh. And we'll do Fell's turn up now. She's going to do the same, try to make her way out. With a 17, you see her like maneuvering herself in different ways and kind of pulls the knot out of the grapple of this tentacle and just barely squeezes her body out of it. And as she does, she kind of kicks off the tentacle and propels herself in the direction of Flinch and holds on to him real quick. And that's going to be their turn. Crux is up now, looking over at this creature. You see him trying to steady now, elbow still on the edge of the ship, and trying to focus as much as he can. Crick, you can swear you hear him whispering to himself. 22 to hits, and he will go ahead and do it again. 6 is gonna miss. Goes wide on that one, but let's see if the first one does something good. With 10 points of damage. From what's kind of damage? It's piercing damage. Yes. Crux lines up the shot, centering it on the in between the eyes of this thing. It's like, come on, if I can just get one good shot. And looking at it, he takes a shot into it, and the bullet smashes into the center of it. You guys see his eyes almost like sink inwards with the pressure of this shot, and with that. You guys see the tentacles release grasp of Flinch, Fell holding onto him. They both start spinning in space right here, and this creature starts to just sink down as he is dead now.
Fantastic.
Yes, I don't have a big X I can put on this because he's not actually a creature token, but Manto, that brings us to your turn.
Well, that makes my decision on what I'm going to do a lot easier. First, I kind of like angle my butt towards Langston
You better. This is a 100% 360. You just.
Yep. And Psychic Blade.
15 will miss.
Fuck. Alright, bonus action. Do I get advantage on this one?
Let me see.
Is it my whole turn?
Let me see Silvery Barbs. It might just be the next
No,
one.
it's just the next roll.
The next attack ability. We're saving throw.
Yeah.
Well, dang. That was underwhelming. And I roll 19.
Just hits.
Still got it.
Nice. 7 damage.
All right. You have advantage on your next attack.
Oh yeah.
One hit hits him. You see the psychic energy kind of burn him a little bit, but still striving, going towards the two of you guys. But Langston, maybe you can stop him.
How is he looking?
Not quite bloodied yet.
All right, that makes my decision a lot easier as well. Let me get this real quick. Hold on. Holy shit!
How big? What are you doing?
I was trying to make a. I did daylight. I was trying to do fireball. I was about to say.
Don't do it! Boom!
Why can't I move it? It's not letting me.
Apparently he has a nuke at level 3.
Langston invokes 25 kill streak to use tactical use.
There you go.
All right. I would like to move this so it doesn't get any part of Starbow. Is there any way to like?
Yeah, it'll be fine. His token size, like what his actual, space technically is the little token.
Oh, so this is we're out of reach then. This is fine then.
Yeah. Cool.
So, after seeing Manto go, Langston just looks at him, and then without like even looking towards Hallstein's like general direction, he just snaps his fingers, and then fire just erupts around him.
Let's see.
And so he has to make
A DC 7. I did 7 dex save.
That is not gonna do it.
Plus 5. Wow.
8d6 coming.
Oh, you didn't
21.
max out all your d6s again?
I'm so sorry. I think that is a one and done.
4 is insane. That's like seriously wild.
Mm-hmm.
And we take it. We roll with it.
Alright.
So he takes 21 fire damage.
Yes, and with that, he starts to kind of like run around in circles right now, putting out the fire, and charred bits of fabric all over his body, bits of flesh as well as scorch marks on it. He's definitely looking hurt now.
Oh god, he smells singed. Actually, he kind of smells. You said they're like descendants of.
I was gonna say
like,
it smells like a like a seafood boil or something like that.
Burnt calamari.
Yeah.
Langston slowly starts to take out a tin of Old Bay from his
I
pocket.
was gonna say ceviche, but that's not cooked.
It is not.
All right.
I don't think I have any bonus actions, so that will do it for me.
Love it. The aesthetic is dead. You guys watch as its massive body kind of just drifts around in the gravity field. It sinks down to the bottom of like where the gravity field is below the ship, but then it kind of starts to resurface and bob along like the horizontal plane of the ship essentially, and just kind of floating in this like, it's like a sad scene when you see like a jellyfish just kind of floating in the bay, dead or something like that. But Starbow doesn't care.
It's like a happy scene.
You don't ever want to see a dead animal. Come on.
Jellyfish aren't animals.
That's true. Starbow, though, Hastain's duplicate is not facing him. He has no idea what's about to come his way. Starbow grabs a rock, kind of tosses it up in the air a couple of times, just kind of feeling the weight of it, and then immediately just pelts it right down onto the deck. Oh my god. That's literally like, I guess not exactly what I need to roll, but yeah, he goes and tries to pelt it down to the deck, and he throws it so hard. You know when you're trying to throw something so hard, but it just ends up being extremely inaccurate? He does that, and he throws it, boom, like about 10 feet behind Hussein and makes this massive crack into the deck of the ship now. And he looks over at you guys. We'll take care of that later. He grabs another one and throws it in the direction. In 18, Hussein heard the first one crack behind him, turns around just in time to see the other one, dodges out of the way barely, and Starbow just kind of gives a fucker, and that'll bring us to Crick.
All right, so Crick, he sees the two floating out there. So I'm assuming Finch is the Starjammer, and the other one is like the first mate, right?
Yeah, well, so you guys were introduced to her not as a first mate, but that she, you would assume that she is a first mate, actually. I take that back.
So Crick has like I've got 50 feet of hempen rope with a grapple. So I throw it, but I throw it like just far out to the left, so only Finch can like let go and dive to get it a little bit, and it's just like, Finch, get this, and he throws it in such a manner that like he has to like depart from her to get to it.
Go ahead and make a roll a d20 and add make a dex check. Essentially, it's an improvised dex weapon using rope like that. 15 is exactly.
I'm gonna add a d4. Okay.
Oh, no, actually, so since you're doing it in this capacity, actually, so DC is 15 technically for these kinds of things. There you go.
It's a 19.
There you go. Love that. So you yell out to Flinch, and he hears you say this as you throw the grappling hook out, maybe 10 feet out to the north, and he sees, his opportunity to get reeled back in, and he looks back at Fel, and he takes his little sapien feet as he turns around and pushes off of her real quick and says, "I'll be back for you." And she looks at him like, "What the fuck?" And and that is going to be where that part resolves for now until we get to his turn. But anything else for you?
So I know you can't ready movement, but like, I would have like thrown it, and as soon as he grabs it, I would hold it and run 30 feet into the ship to like reel him in like a buoy. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, so throwing that out there was your action to do that.
Yeah, I can't.
But you do have no, it's a bonus action. Well, yeah, you have a bonus action right now, or I guess no. So he's not grappled onto it. So never mind. Yeah, you can't ready a bonus action technically, but if you do have like and you can't ready anything because you actually just took an action. So yeah, I guess that's kind of where you stand with that.
Alright. So I stand with that, waiting for him to attach, if you will.
Okay. I'm just trying to look at your stuff to see if there is something else. Alright, I think that's good for that. The Rygar Hustein's duplicate is up now. Massive boulders almost striking into him. He looks over at Starbow, like, "Well, I'm getting the fuck away from this." He runs in your guys' direction. But as he's doing so, the trident is up, and he's blasting at Langston with a chromatic bolt.
I'll get a warding flare ready just in case.
Okay, disadvantage. It's a good thing you did, because it would have been 24, but it became a 12.
And then
yeah.
I will, let me see. When a creature within 30 feet, hold on, let me see you can give the target of I can give myself temp HP. Okay, sweet, since he was targeting me, so I get 15 temp HP.
Hell yes. Perfect. As he goes to try to strike you but misses, but he continues running in your guys' direction regardless, because he looks down at the deck of the ship and does not want to be sundered like that. And that brings us to Rampu.
Alright, and you said this purple thing is dead, right?
It is dead, yes.
Okay.
You do
What
see
is the visibility?
I will just say it real quick. Flinch is in the middle of kicking off of Fel to reach out for that grappling hook. Fel will be left alone by, floating out in space right here, essentially, right now. So just
Crick
that's
is staring you fucking daggers right now, Rambo.
painting that picture for you.
Got it. And what's the visibility like through this tree? Just out of curiosity, like to the other side. Can I see?
Yeah, I
what
would say
these
that you'd
guys
be
are
able to
doing
see.
on the ship? Okay. Okay. Fine. I'll go help these people, I guess. So I'm going to run up to the front of the ship as close as I can, top of the box, and
Well, as you do this, Crick, do you, as you see Rampu running up here, do you say or do anything?
I just kind of stare at him, and I look through his soul, and the only thing that comes out of my mouth is, "Aren't you a captain, or are you the captain?" As I'm like fishing out the other guy to the far left.
So he's saying this, you know that Fel, the tiefling, she is a captain herself, and also like the first mate of the ship. She was using the ship when you guys came to it originally. She didn't want you to give it to you guys to use. But Flinch, the monkey, the Hadozi, is the Spelljammer. He's the one who controls the ship for you guys.
well, I'm gonna take out my rope, and I'm gonna swing it out at the monkey.
Well, Crick has already done that.
I've already done that.
Oh, you already have it, so I'm just gonna help Craig reel him in.
Okay. Yeah, so what we can do then, if you want to, you can grab onto that rope and ready your dash action so that when, Flinch grabs onto it, you run and pull him in, or whatever.
Deal. I like that.
Sound like plan?
Sound
Do you have a
Teamwork, dreamwork.
Do you have a bonus action you want to do or anything? Potions or whatever, anything?
Nah, I'm good.
Cool. All right. Flinch is up now. As I mentioned, he puts his sapient feet up against Fel's chest, pushes back, and you see him going, backstroke into space right now, about 10-15 feet as he goes and grabs onto the hook. He's got a good grasp onto it, and Rampu, you feel, just like a fish biting onto a line, the weight. What do you do? Rampu, do you do something about that?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Say that again? I didn't realize you were talking to me.
Oh, good. Yeah, so Flinch goes and puts his feet up against Fel's chest and pushes it off against her, grabs onto that hook, and as I mentioned, you feel the weight as if you're
Dance,
fishing.
baby.
Yeah.
I felt, oh boy, I got myself a big one. Oh yeah, and then I started running on.
All right. You run back a good 40 feet, and Flinch goes yanking with this pulled as well, getting right over here, kind of tipping over the edge of the ship and clanking on board, and that's gonna be it for him as he stands up. Though looks over and looks at Crick and says, "Hey, thanks, bud. I appreciate that." And looks over back at Fel as he runs up to the edge of the ship. We'll get you. Don't worry. And and he kind of looks over at Crick and like, right? And that's gonna be his turn as it's her turn now to start to try to make her way through here. Let's see. We got. Yeah, the gravity field is still around here, actually. So she would, regardless of that happening, look around you guys and start to, kind of push herself through space and swimming through here and makes her way eventually right to the edge of the ship and is about to grab onto the ledge right there. And that'll bring us to Crux, who comes on over to the edge of the ship and reaches his arm out over and says, "Grab on, Fel!" and he starts to try to help pull her up. Let's make a strength check for him. Oh yeah. Reaches over, pulls her up, and throws her back on the edge of the ship, and she stands up and gives brushes herself off and gives Crux a nod, and then she looks over at Crick, and let me see something real quick with Crick.
He's doing really see shit.
Wait, he's waiting for her to.
I'm gonna roll a
thank him,
d20 to see if she looks at me or the mirror image.
Oh yeah, that's right. True. No, she looks down in your direction and kind of just gives like a stone cold face, like no emotion, and like you can tell behind that is there's a lot of pissed off emotion, honestly. But Manto, you were up.
Alright, I kind of just sneak my body around Langston and shoot a Psychic Blade
That's huge.
with advantage.
That's right.
Hold on. Where the fuck is my shit? There we go. 15 or 14. Womp womp.
Both will miss.
Fuck. Bonus action. Psychic Blade. 16. Wow.
16 will
Hit 'em all.
miss. No
Nice.
ass slaps on this round. It shows
Dang.
tremendously.
I had to test it, and it absolutely shows. I was like, let's see what happens if I... Oh, damn it.
Anything else, Mantel? Any movement?
Just I try grabbing Langston's ass, see if that does anything.
Just use like your lower two little arms for like a full two
Yeah,
cheeks.
but like I'm
Full
only
cheek.
it's cool because like I'm only like
No,
3
but it's
feet
cool.
tall and Langston's 6 feet, so it's like his ass is like chin level to me, so I'm just like
Oh, perfect.
like a baby seeing like his first piece of tail for the first time.
Absolutely perfect. Can't ask for a better situation than be
Just don't
chin
fart,
right at the
Langston.
hole. All right, Langston, you were up.
Langston is spooked by the grab and absolutely farts like right at eye level for Manto. That was because it's a scared fart. He's like, "Oh, jeez, I know we were taking that route."
Start to turn pink.
And what I will do is, since this dude's right in front of me, I want to get my hands and like put them on the sides of his head. So my hands are like over his ears, and I want to cast Toll of the Dead. So he just starts hearing a bell ringing in his head. He has to do a Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. 11.
That will fail. So since he's damaged, he takes 2d12. 16.
16 damage, nice. You see him rocking his mind around now, and like his starts to look like he's about to get nauseous and sick because of this the gonging of this bell just ringing in his head and reverberating, and definitely looks like he's about to collapse soon.
So then with that, what I am going to do, after that, I yell, "That's for Toril, you motherfucker." And then bonus action, I'll use my one charge of Misty Step to move over near the deceased body of this one.
Okay.
To sort of get out of his range there. And then, let me make note of that, because I know this is still kind of messed up in game for tracking those charges. Misty Step, so just make a note that I've used both. Sweet. And then, yeah, and then I'm just going to stand there, just kind of mocking him, and just, kind of jazz hands, being like, "Ooh, get fucked."
Oh man. His attention turns to you after this silvery mist appears, and you vanish and then reappear, and doing the jazz hands, kind of is like staring at, what the fuck is going on here? As he is trying to figure that out, a massive boulder comes launching in his direction, and just
Holy shit.
smashes him into the deck like a fucking ant. And Starbo says, "One for me."
That is 100. Can I go to high five one of his giant tree hands?
Yeah, one drops down low. He says, "Down low."
I'd dab it up for sure.
He tries to pull back, but you smack it. Damn it. That's gonna do too slow.
As soon as I see Langston go for the high five, I'm like, "Oh, now's my chance!" And I run over to Histane's body. And I'm like, "All right, let's see what he had."
And yeah, you go run on over to Histane's body as quickly as you can. Yeah, you go to check him out, and anything that he has on him. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Can I help with this because I'm proficient?
Sure.
Roll out with advantage, dude.
Cool. I mean, I have +9 in perception, so are you fucking kidding me?
Nice. Yeah, you go and kind of dig around his body to look for any sort of goods or anything like that. Surprisingly to you, it doesn't seem like he carried very much on him. You got the trident down to the side, but it seems like, in anyone else's hands, it'd be just a standard trident, although it is beautifully made.
We can pawn this for sure. I tap Manto on the back and we can still make cash out of this, dude.
But as you guys sit here, though, you have won the victory of this battle, of course, but at what cost? I mean, you're stranded now on a ship without a functional spell jamming helm, adrift in the vast ocean of wild space, and you guys look at the back of the ship, where of course Crick and the rest of the crew are. And Crux is, helping Flinch stand back up and patting him off and dusting him off, and says, "Oh, buddy, we almost lost you back there. You okay? I know those aesthetics, they can really get to you." And he looks back at Crux and says, "Yeah, I'm fine now, thank you." And he looks over at Crick and says, "And thank you. I really appreciate you going out on a limb and throwing that rope out there."
Anytime.
I appreciate that, but you see him squeezing his temples. Those aesthetics, they I don't know what that was, that magical vibration they had, that force that they just it shut down my connection to the ship. I can't sense anything. I can't. He tries to, give me a second. He tries to put both hands on his temples and close his eyes and focus inward. Just, nah, I got nothing. There's nothing there. And Crux goes, "Well, you see him kind of pull his gun off his tucks it back into his belt and looks around at everyone and says, "Well, settle in, everyone." Takes a drag from his pipe. "We could be here for a while."
Well, how do you go about fixing this type of ship?
That's the thing, is these creatures, these aesthetics, they mess up the connections, sever the arcane powers, and there's not really a way to go about fixing it. It's kind of a waiting game, unfortunately.
Now, you mind me asking, how do we go about moving a ship in space? There's no wind. What's propelling us?
Well, that's the thing.
Just staring at the Spelljammer chair, and then he looks back up at him.
Yeah, that's the spell jamming helm is what controls it, and it kind of shows it to you just as you guys saw Flapjacks before. It's a sort of chair, and actually on this ship, you guys haven't seen the Spelljammer ship or Spelljammer seat on this one quite yet, but to let you know that Flinch or whoever on the ship has arcane powers. They connect to the helm, and by connecting to the arcane nature of it, you're able to propel and maneuver the ship through space or water or even underwater. I mean, it's a way that arcane beings are able to connect their nature to the ship itself and propel it through arcane powers themselves.
Yeah. So, how would one that has the power already lose a connection to the ship?
Well, that's the thing, is the vibration that these creatures send out. It disrupts it. It causes, change in the frequencies or something along those lines. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you exactly.
Will it come back?
Eventually. It's never... I mean, Flinch, I can't speak for you. It's never happened to you before, right? No, and I really hope it never happens again. Kind of looks around, kind of focusing in again to the arcane powers. There's nothing there. And,
So, if we're gonna be here for a while, I suggest we maybe keep an eye out for enemies. Set up a little patrol.
I think that would be wise, Rampu.
Can I do? This is outlandish as hell. Would I be able to see, like, I know since this hasn't really happened before, and with Langston's like limited understanding of spell jamming after everything, could I inspect the giant aesthetic to see if would its blood or any of its organs be able to be fixed into a medicine to maybe expedite this a little bit?
Yeah, you can make a medicine check if you wanted to.
I was an 11 tickle ya.
Yeah, and so you go, give me a second. You for the first time, everyone in this, actually, I guess the second time, you guys, drifted off towards the Nautiloid ship. You stand on the edge of the deck and kind of dive off the ship and go towards where the floating body still is around you guys. Before you drift out of its space, and you go down and you kind of pull some of the blood out of it and everything, and you. Trying to, it takes you a little bit of time. Actually, everyone can take a short rest because that's how long it's gonna take them for sure. Everyone except for Langston, because you're doing this right now. And you're trying to figure out a way to manipulate this blood in any capacity. But this is just too far gone for you. This is too esoteric and obscure and strange for anything that a little elf from Toril has ever experienced.
Cool. Well, I look back and just shrug my shoulders and was like, I thought I was onto something. I am not. I thought I might be able to help expedite this. I'll just kind of go back to Flinch, and just whenever I'm back on the ship, I'll just like how he was rubbing his temples, I'll just get the holy radiance in my hands and just kind of do the same to see if I can help straighten him out.
So, yeah, you go ahead and do that. He looks at you and says, I appreciate it, but I think I just need a little bit of time. I really feeling worn down. I need to get some rest.
Whatever floats your boat. I can take my healing abilities elsewhere. Manto!
It's the boat just kind of floats itself. I don't have to do that.
If you'd like, I can make you some dinner.
Crux looks over at you. Oh my god, we have a chef?
Absolutely.
You have the chef.
Dinner
Best
would be
chef
amazing.
Alive on Toril. Best one.
The dinner would be incredible.
All right,
I'll
find the galley.
I would see the condition of the ship, and then faint in the distance, I would hear Langston go, Manto, and I'm like, oh shit. And I snap. The stone that was hovering around me falls right into my hands, and I kind of put it back in my pocket. And with my chameleon carapace, I go to hide in this ship, this little boat right there, and I'm just laying down, just blending in with the wood and the grain. And I'm like, I am not meant for physical labor. I just want to relax.
Langston full on is just standing in the open deck where there's the hole and just what the hell? I thought we were gonna repair the boat. Okay, fine, whatever. And I'll just start mending the giant hole.
Love it. Well, as I mentioned, you weren't able to take a short rest quite yet, Langston. So, did you want to, before you go ahead and start mending that rest for a little bit?
I'll short rest it.
All right. So, we'll say about 2 hours have gone by, essentially, since the incident, this encounter that you guys have found yourselves in, with Hestane and the aesthetic, and after a little bit of time of kind of drifting through space along here. You guys are each taking care of small tasks. Crick's starting to start cook dinner and whatnot. You guys notice And of course, Crux with his spyglass out, keeping an eye out for anything and all around you guys, as Rampu has signified him to do. You guys notice these massive whale-like creatures in the distance, swimming along the astral sea in a majestic kind of way.
Oh my god.
Shit, this
What
whale audio is perfect
the
for
whales. Like an eager child, Langston is like pulling on Crux's like jacket and is like, "What are those? What are those whales?"
Yeah, with the spyglass out, he focuses over in that direction, closes it real quick. Oh, that's a pod of Kindoris.
And what are they? Is that just, are they space whales? Are they like man-eating? Are they vibing?
Yes, they are like space whales. Yeah, that kind of observes them for a second. They do seem to be vibing. Don't think we have to worry about them for much, reason. They usually prey on smaller kinds of microbial creatures, but they are attracted to lights.
Langston makes light in his hand and starts like making it dance like back and forth and like throwing it in the air like a soccer ball.
As you start to make this light appear, about 100 feet away or so, these Kindori are swimming, flying through space. As you're flashing and waving this light around, you see one Kindori on one side and another on the other side. They seem to notice, and they begin to approach and swim closer and closer to your guys' ship. Let me send an image of what they look like to you guys.
Oh, that's rad.
You see these three-eyed, glowing-eyed, whale-like creatures just floating through space, and as mentioned, two of them, one on each side, begins to pull up alongside you guys.
Hold on, let me see something. Let me see one thing about a spell real quick.
Would they be like making noises like as they get closer, like?
Yeah, that's why I was like, that audio is perfect, because yeah, they make some sort of like whale sound kind of thing, like when they approach that kind of high-pitched frequency kind of sound.
Yeah, I imagine with like my 19 passive perception, I would like hear that, like, because I'm still laying like at the bottom of this like little boat, and like I just kind of like poke my eye out and just like see them, like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys would see that. Yeah.
I want to ask the captain to be like, these guys are attracted to light. Could we use them to like pull the ship if we can like fasten ropes to them and the ship?
You see his eyes illuminate as like he's puffing on his pipe. It takes a big old billow of smoke coming out of it. He looks at you. He's like, "Now that is an idea for the ages. I think if we're able to, try to lasso one of them, and with that little light trick you got in your hands, if you can maybe even ride on the back of it and push it in the direction that we need to get to Topola's Tower, well, that might be the best case scenario."
Langston, instead of that, he's like, I can do one better. On the very like tip of the ship, like here, if we can lasso one, I can cast daylight and just keep it fixed on that point, so that way they're always focused on the front of the ship and are taking it that direction.
I love that, but keep in mind, we're trying to get it and, take it to Topola's Tower, so I think what we need to maybe do, is to actually have you or someone in front of the ship, if they're going to be pulling us, with the Kindori and actually leading them. I don't know if we can actually just have it on the tip, because I'd imagine we'll have the ropes farther out and they'll be further ahead of us than what the daylight would be. I mean, if it works, that'd be great, but...
No. Fair deal. And Langston cannonballs off the ship to start riding one.
Awesome. Do you have a rope?
I do. Oh, holy fuck, that says robe. Oh boy. That's
Cricket
awkward
is
as hell.
100 feet of rope, but he
Yeah.
give it to you eventually in the conversation.
Just slides it into my hand while I'm talking. I'm like, absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, because you guys see, or Crux would probably say, he's like, the way that they're going right now, it's a little off the path to Topla's tower, so we need to really, get them on a path for us, indicate which direction we really need them to go in. So if we can lasso them and you can lead them with that light, I think we got ourselves a nice situation here.
I think we can do that. Let's get to whale wrangling. And I guess I'll try to... A sentence Langston never thought he would say. I guess I'm gonna wrangle a whale.
Awesome. Crux gives you a nod, and he sees that Crick already gave you some rope. He's like, well, you're situated with that. Do you need anything else before you go on out there?
Maybe just, I guess, words of encouragement would be spectacular.
Looks around. Maybe you can do that, and looks over at Crick.
Yes.
Exactly what I needed to hear as always, Crick. Thank you. And I'll, cannonball off the ship and head towards a whale and try to lasso it.
Okay.
And I'll leave one piece behind to that way, it's on the ship and not just, I have all the rope and I'm like, now what?
Yeah, sure. You go jumping off the edge of the ship and you feel your body weightless in this vast space of the astral sea. And you begin to make your way over to one of these Kindori, and as you do, its eyes are blinking, and it's got this gentle smile on its face, gliding gently through space, and you just feel like for this very moment, you've been out here off of Toril for less than 5 days now, and right now you're floating through the astral sea right next to a gigantic whale with 3 eyes, glowing eyes. It's a very surreal moment, to say the least, and you can't help but, I would imagine, had this overwhelming sensation, maybe a bit of a smile on your face, as you probably never would have imagined finding yourself in such a encounter. But nonetheless, as you dive off the ship and get closer to the whale, it seems to acknowledge your guys' presence, of course, and be accepting somewhat to it, as it's still swimming in its migration path.
Yeah, Langston, with the light in the one hand, the rope in the other, just kind of make the light kind of sort of appear behind him as well, just kind of be a warm light, I am a friend, I am not here to hurt you, and kind of try to put his hand on the whale to just kind of, I just keep saying whale, sorry, Kandori, to kind of put it at ease to let
fine.
me,
Go ahead and
use the rope.
Make an animal handling check as you go ahead and do that part.
That's an 11. Can I use my inspiration?
Sure.
That's a 7. Fuck me.
With the 11, yes, as you kind of go up to the Kandori, this massive whale-like creature, of course. Actually, I'm sorry, you don't have any kind of way to. You just kind of went up to it and you're kind of gently trying to comfort it, essentially, right?
Correct. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I just noticed I can check something off. There we go. Pretty much, yes. I was trying to think of any type of spell I could do that would show I mean well and I'm here for peace, and I don't think I have anything on me that would enable that.
Yeah. So I'd say that as this happens, you go on over and swimming over to it. You go and try to communicate with it in some capacity. It seems to notice you, but doesn't seem to pay much mind to what you're saying and what you're doing. As long as you're not being, aggressive towards it, you can sense that, you don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you kind of thing. But it doesn't seem to really acknowledge much more than that from that encounter.
Cool.
But Manto and Crick, of course,
I was
you guys
about to
would
say,
see that.
would we know off the... Would I know living in, this area, would I know if it speaks a language?
Imagine that, similar to. Actually, go ahead and make a. This would be. What kind of creature is it? Celestial. I think it's a religion check.
Religion.
I'll go ahead and roll that, but actually that's cool. So now I'm
Good on ya.
18 or whatever, on the dice, but let me just see.
The
'Cause
base
I
roll.
want to be correct about this. Study. I was right. Cool. Because they actually have like specifics for all that kind of stuff now. Yeah, with a 19, you'd recognize, and of course, like you said, being a creature of this kind of space yourself, and everything, that they don't speak a language as you do, but they are able to communicate telepathically.
Beautiful. Yeah, so I would I kind of poke up because I hear Langston just kind of struggling with getting these with getting them just to kind of cooperate with being lassoed. And I'm like, oh god, all right, guess time to come out of hiding. And then I would just kind of like walk up to Langston, and I'm just looking in the general direction of these floating like celestial whales, and I'm just, hey guys, we mean no harm. My buddy here, we're kind of stuck at the moment. My buddy here, he is hoping that he would kind of just have you take us for a little walk, so to say, in a specific direction, if you don't mind.
As you say this to him, and you feel a sense of recognition in your mind as its head kind of gently turns in your direction as well. Go ahead and make an animal handling with advantage.
Yeah, and I would I would have said that, and like he or they acknowledges me, I would just kind of give them a nod, knowing that like we're from the same area. But animal handling with advantage, 17.
Okay. Yeah, so as you are saying this to it, the Kandori actually, as I mentioned, it turns its head in your direction. It kind of dips its head down as if to propel its movement forward a bit as it gets closer to the front of the ship now, closer to you, Manto. And you notice it kind of gently glides up against the ship and putting its side against the side of the ship now.
I would then just kind of like take like the back of my hand and just kind of like caress it, and just say thank you very much. Like, we certainly owe you. And then I would turn back to Langston and be like, Langston, now's your opportunity.
The Kandori are way more into you than me, but that's all right. And I went underneath it. I was trying to hop on one to get the light show ready. Yeah, there we go. Sorry.
All good. Yeah, as you go and try to hop onto it, actually, with the lasso and everything, now that they've been a little bit calmed down from Manto speaking to them and realizing recognition, go ahead and make a athletics check with advantage to try to lasso.
Oh boy.
Of course,
Okay. Advantage.
You got other people here that are watching and whatnot.
Hey, you know what? 16.
16 is solid as you throw, tie a knot around the edge of the rope, create a lasso at the end of it, and swirl it around a little bit, throw it, and it latches onto the dorsal fin of this giant Kandori, and seems very calm in this moment still. No aggressiveness or aggression from you lassoing in such a way.
Oh, fantastic. Langston thinks back to when he first got on the ship with everybody heading to Stormbreak, and how he was trying to fix the rigging and was tangled in ropes and just couldn't figure out what to do, and now he's lassoing a space whale and just can't help but reflect on his progress. Just gives everyone a big thumbs up, like, I did it!
Yeah.
Crick's so proud. So proud.
And Langston on the back of one of these Kandori, rope tied around it. The other one is up against Manto's edge, but does not have a rope around it currently. or anything. Do you want to do anything about that?
I also have rope. How much is it? It's 50 feet typically, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I would, I guess, just tie like my end like right over here, and then make like a little slip knot and little lasso, and just kind of like, I guess, wrap it around its neck, not too tight. Make sure that he's comfortable.
Sure. Yeah, but the
Is there a little slip knot? I'm gonna slit your throat and fuck the wound.
555, then you're 666. All right, so you guys,
Wow.
Manto, you with calming him down, of course, and speaking with him, you kind of just brace onto the back of him, and he accepts you, and you climb on to him with the rope around him now, and you and Langston both start to drift off on the backs of these Kindoris into wild space with the ropes tethered onto them and tethered onto the ship. And Crux yells out, "Don't forget the light! They're attracted to light!"
Langston will just start like leaning down in front of it, I guess, and with like light just keep like, going back and forth in his hands, making it do like all sorts of tricks and stuff, occasionally changing the color so it's like a little strobe light.
And I would as soon as like I see like Langston like about to like cast light, I would just telepathically speak to the two of them. We understand that you guys are attracted to light. We will be putting some light in front of you guys in hopes that you guys just follow that in the general direction of where we need to go.
Kind of turns around and
He's
looks
so
at you.
polite.
Straightforward and honest.
One of its blinking eyes just kind of look at you and like, yeah, we do like light. You hear in your head, we'll do what we please, but you shine a light, we might follow light.
And then I'm like, Langston, they will do what they please, but it seems as if they will probably follow the light. They like
Heard light show for the whales, and I'll just start changing the color. Skrillex starts playing.
You guys like garlic.
Both kind of turn to each other and then look back at you, and that's where we'll go over to Crick and Rampu on the ship. So as they, have figured out a way to talk these Kindoris and lasso them and get them on the front of the ship, were you guys doing anything this time, or do you guys continue to do anything now? Crux would yell out, "So, it's gonna be a couple of days travel. Hope you guys are comfortable out there." So yelling out to you guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't be doing anything particular. I'd be observing the whole thing, kind of being entertained at the sight of these two lassoing these whales. And for the first time since we've been out in space, I've actually I had a laugh about something. And in a way, it's kind of sad given everything, our home planet's being blown up, but at the same time, it's a good respite in the action and the darkness that we've been facing, seeming nonstop.
Yeah, definitely been a lot since you guys have made your way out here. If Rampu, as you're out here and whatnot, and you see these majestic beings flying through the astral sea, and made your way onto two different flying spaceships now, or spelljamming ships. Rampu with the longing himself to fly. How does that make him feel?
Well, not great. No, but somewhere along, I don't know, there's something brewing in old Rampu, and I can't quite explain it just yet, but I don't know, I've been feeling different these last few hours or so.
Yeah. understandably so.
That's all I'll say for now.
Crick, I know you said you were going down to cook, but was there anything in addition to that, or do you want to continue on with that?
So, Crick missed this whole thing.
Sure.
He went downstairs to cook, and but as he's cooking, there's one big pot, bunch of stuff in it. It's making a stew, and then right next to it, there's just a small pot. That's probably enough for like one serving. That is, as the same. He's cooking two stews. He sets them to simmer, and kind of everybody's upstairs, so he kind of doesn't sneak around the place, but kind of inspects the place, not necessarily sure what's going on with the ship. He's kind of bugged out a little bit that somebody was like using the ship. What's her name? Fel was using the ship for something, so he's not feeling that. Looking around, just investigating and seeing if there's anything odd or funky. And then every now and then, he goes back in and he adds a little bit of spice to the one pot, tastes it, adds a little bit of spice to the other pot, just smells it. And then that's kind of what he's doing right now. He's making dinner.
As you're kind of going around at the lower deck and poking around and whatnot, you would run into Flinch in the spell jamming room, who's just relaxing and trying to take in what just happened and just get back to his senses. And you would see in there is this like antique-looking chair with golden upholstery and arms sculpted to look like smiling dolphins. And the right arm looks like it's about to fall off any second now, and it kind of, as he sits in it, it kind of creaks a little bit, and you can smell like stale ale and beer like on the chair and around this room and whatnot. And it's being held aloft by these like green crystals underneath the seat that kind of project this magical green circle on the ground. And as you walk in there, Flinch kind of like notices, hey Crick, I'm sorry, yeah, you can come on in here if you need to. I'm just I'm trying to relax and get this back, this connection back.
He kind of opens the door, looks in, and goes, "It'd be great if you could, do your job and steer the ship." As he starts walking around and looking at the chair, and he notices the arm's broken and he just kind of like picks it up and like drops it.
Oh yeah.
It just kind of looks at him.
It falls off completely.
And then he goes, "I guess sometimes people need a little help from, yeah." And he starts mending it, casting the mending spell to put the arm back on the chair.
He sees you with this rapid, quick movements and very precise kind of way to produce and assemble and fix things like this. And he sits back and is like, whoa, it's mighty impressive. Wow, are you able to do that to like anything?
Well, my talents can typically range to whatever I need to fix.
Looks around. Looks around, and there's a couple patchwork places on the ship here and there. It's a little, it's not the nicest vessel. He's like, well, kind of pats you on the back. I think Captain's gonna like you a lot here.
I do like a good captain. I do like a good captain.
I mean, him and Fel, they've been kind of having a bit of a falling out. Captain, he's been, I'd say he lost his sense of direction for a little bit. Fel was saying that she had all these jobs and didn't need him and was going to just take the ship and go off and accomplish these things. And of course I was going to help her. Needs a Spelljammer, and that's my job. But ever since you guys came around, Captain seems like he's got his spark back.
Crick is like, his entire personality just kind of shifts after what you just said. And so are you telling me Fel was creating a mutiny on the ship?
Well, I wouldn't say mutiny, but she she was saying, Captain, can I borrow the ship? And when I do,
So
I don't really
Fel
need you
tried
here.
to take the ship
Well,
from our the captain?
like, I don't think Crux would never let her just run away with it or anything like that. He was letting her borrow it on
Oh.
lease.
So she tried to do it against his will.
Wouldn't say that. I mean, Commodore gave her his blessings, and she promised myself a very nice payday. But of course, Crux mentioned that the task at hand with you all was of the utmost immediacy, and I mean, he's got to pass with the Astral Elves themselves. So I understand the drive that this has awoken in him.
Does Captain Crux know that Fel promised you an expensive purse to take the ship?
I get paid for jobs. I assume he'd make the assumption that I'd be paid.
Well, you know what they say about assumptions. It makes an ass out of you.
I have not heard that, but it kind of makes sense. I guess it makes more sense to just get confirmation on things.
That's fair. Does Fel like the Astral Elves? Or is she in with this now?
She's with Crux. She's trying to make money here, there, wherever she can, take on jobs that she doesn't think the old man needs to do himself. But she has stood behind him for many years now, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Okay. As Crick is just like sprucing up the chair that Flint sits in, and like he's making it softer yet harder at the same time. It's fantastic. Well,
this is incredible.
I guess I'll just have to trust you. Just you, though.
Kind of turns his head to the side, like you imagine like a monkey would or whatever, and looks up at you and is like, Crux is good people.
Oh no, I always trust my captain. That's one thing Captain Felbar instilled in me.
Oh, you had a captain too, so you understand.
Yeah. And I also understand what a mutiny looks like.
Well, I don't think you have to worry about that here, but kind of feels the strength of the chair once again. We really do appreciate your help.
Absolutely. And you like soup, right?
I mean, who doesn't like soup?
That's good. Because that's what I made for dinner today.
Nice.
I think it's almost ready. Is there a special place where we all eat, or does everyone just eat wherever they decide?
Well, yeah, there's a kitchen right by the galley, or a dining area right by the galley, but most times, Crux takes it into his room or watch out into the stars and the abyss and eats out there, and a lot of times I stay in here, and especially I probably will tonight and for a couple of days trying to figure out what the hell's going on with this thing.
That's nice. Where does Starborough and where does Fel usually take their dinner as well?
Kind of looks at you, and that's a good question. I don't think I've ever seen Starborough eat. But Fel, same thing as me or Crux. Probably just sit in her room or up on the deck.
Well, I guess I'll serve everyone in their room then, for my first time on the ship.
Sounds like a plan. And just a little less salt, please. This Crux has a high blood pressure problem.
Yeah. I used a little less butter, too.
Perfect.
Well, thanks, Spelljammer.
And thank you, Crick. Thank you for fixing or trying to fix you fix the physicality of it. We're still working on the arcane nature, of course.
Well, if you need any help with that, I do know a way around a good arcane thing as I kind of like click on my armor.
That is a neat trick. You're gonna have to show me more about that one day, but back to work. Me, not you. And he turns around and starts to finagle with some of the stuff on the spell jamming helm once again.
As I leave the room, I just mutter, "There's enough work for almost everyone." I go back to the kitchen and I work on my 2 pots of soup.
Fucking cold. Fucking cold. Awesome. So with that going on, we can fast forward a little bit right now, unless anyone else has something to do.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. You okay with me? Actually, one person roll me a d20, please.
Not I. Rampu, do it.
It's always
the hot
poo.
dice. Who's
Yeah.
got the hot dice, man?
This is a survival.
Just d20. I'm just gonna see what you roll on this.
All right, let's do this. 17.
Okay.
Cool. Over the next 72 hours, you guys continue traveling through wild space with these 2 Kandori leading the pack. Langston and Manto riding their backs. Langston constantly feeding light sources to them to keep them on their trail. Every now and then, of course, when you guys need to get a little bit of rest, you keep them on a path for a little bit. And Crux keeps an eye out to make sure they are staying along the direction that you guys need to go and not migrating in any other direction that would not serve you guys pleasantly. And as I mentioned, you guys, it's about 72 hours, so real quick, if there's anything you guys take care of in that 72 hours, definitely long rest, of course, please.
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely a long rest, but
Yes.
we're getting the stuff back.
How many hours of work can I get done?
You can do 8 a day, or 8 a day, whatever.
Okay. So 72 hours, that's 3 days?
Yes, correct.
Okay. 16, 24? Beautiful.
Okay. As you guys continue flying through and leading these Kandoris, these majestic whale-like creatures through space, they pull your ship along the astral sea. Eventually, coming into sight, you see a crooked tower that perches atop a small asteroid, surrounded by a cloud of twinkling cosmic dust. And through his spyglass, Crux examines the rock upon which the tower stands, and the decrepit wooden pier that juts from one side of it. And he stomps down on the deck and yells, "Mr. Flinch! Come on up! Ready the jolly!" And with that, you guys, I'd imagine, of course, Langston and Manto, you guys release the Kandori from these tethered ropes that you guys have on them and pull up alongside of this floating asteroid with this very crooked tower upon it. So, like, yeah, watch my hands real quick. It literally goes like this, like juts up in 3 different directions, essentially.
Jesus.
Yeah. And as you guys approach up to here, yeah, Crux would say to ready the jolly, and he comes running on over to the south of, or the front of the ship rather, and releases these 2 jolly boats off the edge, and they're still tethered to the ship for you guys to be able to make your way over to the docks. Crux says, "I would pull on up," but kind of points over to the dock. "That thing looks a little too dilapidated, and I'm afraid if I pulled up next to that thing, we might be smashing it to pieces."
You know what? That's fair.
I think that's a good idea.
Alright.
Thanks,
I
Ingolm.
do want to point out that while we were flying and I was cooking meals, every day I mildly poisoned Fel. Just like a little bit. So they're just super sick right now.
As you guys pull up to these docks here, and Captain's yelling down for Flinch to come on up and release the jollies, he looks around. Hey, has anyone seen Fel? She's been kind of MIA for the last couple days.
Last I saw her, she was in the bathroom. As I hop on this ship.
Those tieflings and their GI. You don't want to go in the bathroom after that. It smells like hellfire and brimstone.
I can imagine. As I slowly put my hand on like the side of my, I put my hand on my bag and that like calf from the astral elf. It's like half down now. Just kind of pat it.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Rimpy, were you gonna say something? Yeah.
We know she's in the bathroom. She wasn't in the best mood that, we didn't send a rope out to her when she was floating out to the abyss.
Crick?
I mean, I'm not like a professional rope thrower. All I can do is do my best. Sometimes I guess that's just not good enough for some people.
All right. We need to, everyone, you're good enough for me, Crick. You're all good enough for each other. Let's hop in the boats and let's get this map. Topola, she'll be happy to see me. He kind of tightens up his jacket a little bit.
Let's
We'll
roll,
say,
Captain.
I don't know, maybe you're better friends with her and I don't know her that well, but she's been rubbing me the wrong way since we met the lady, so...
Fel, she's got a very stern demeanor to her. I'll give you that, certainly, but she means well. She's a great worker and a great member to have on the vessel with us. She'll stand up again alongside you in battle and make sure she has your back. And I can say the same for you guys from what I've seen as well.
That's fair enough. Well, I'll have to take your word for it, and hopefully it's just me.
Trust me, if anything happens on my ship that shouldn't happen, they will be paying the price.
I like the sounds of that. I like discipline. Sound of a good captain.
Aye, aye. Now hop on in this damn boat.
Let's do it. Uh-huh.
Rampu and Manto, you guys hop in as well. We'll put Rampu with Crick, and we'll put Manto with Langston. And you guys begin to sail on over in these little jolly boats to the dock. Let me go just slide you guys on over here. And as you guys make your way over here, you see scores of pelicans and mollymucks and some other smaller birds nesting on the asteroid as they squawk at you guys as you approach this rickety dock. At the end of the dock, you see two gray shark-like creatures that fight over the remains of a pelican. And a woman with frayed robes and bare feet sits on a rocking chair at the base of the tower watching the fracas, and her face half hidden by a wide-brimmed hat that has a blue jay perched on it. You see the woman, she hops onto her feet and brandishes a snap and snarls and says, "Go on, get!" as a fiery ray whoosh, springs from her fingertips, frightening away the shark-like creatures instantly. And she sees you guys come on in, she gives you guys a gentle wave as the sharks fly away, swim away. And Krog
Do
says,
not piss her off.
Krog says, I was about to say the same thing. That's Topola. Everyone be on your best manners, please. And he once again tightens up his jacket. You guys get off the boat now, and it says, Topola, my friend, it's so good to see you. And she looks over and says, well, this is a pleasant surprise, Commodore Crux. To what do I owe the pleasure? Says, The pleasure is all mine. As he goes over and grabs her hand, he gives her a little kiss on the top of her hand, and you see her kind of blush a little bit. And she says, he says, we need a little help, Topla. Sorry to get right into it. You see, well, please introduce yourselves, friends.
Well, my name is Captain Rampu McNasty. And this here is my crew, the Stormbreakers. Introduce yourself, boys.
Langston will give the deepest bow he's ever given after seeing a woman who can conjure fire at will. Is just so respectful, but also is scared for his life and is like, pleasure to meet you, Langston Embushroud. Please don't shoot me.
Don't do
Manto.
anything wrong. A Manto. Oh, a Thrycreen. I haven't seen one of you on this edge of wild space in quite some time.
Howdy.
Well, howdy.
Crick's staring at the shark creatures that are flying off, and he just kind of turns back around and sees everybody looking at him and goes, I'm Crick.
Crick. It's a pleasure.
No. My name's just Crick.
Did I say something wrong?
It's just Craig.
You just have
I
to
think
say it
you-
once.
I think you stuttered.
She kind of just chuckles to herself a little bit. Crux, what do I owe the pleasure to you and your new friends? And kind of Crux kind of nudges Langston a little bit. Go on.
Oh, okay. So we need your assistance in we need a star map to get to to Doom Space. We're currently on a mission and have some business to attend to in those reaches. And heard you're quite the cartographer of the stars, if you will.
Well, I'm not too bad. She kind of just blushes a little bit and says, as she looks over at you, but before we get into business, Crux, it's been quite some time and we have new guest here. How about we talk business after I give you all a tour?
I'm not opposed. It's acknowledging the geometric anomaly in front of him, just like, yeah, no, for sure. I want to see the inside.
Certainly. She kind of slides the door open and holds it open. After you all, please.
I feel very weird that this lady is I guess this random tour. So I'm gonna keep an eye on her while follow her.
Sure. It's totally fair. As you guys, she opens up the door and leads you guys on in. You see, all sorts of birds and whatnot flying around in here. You see, have you guys made your way on? Yeah, Langston made his way on in. You see,
I went right for it.
Yeah, go for it, please. You see 4 ring-shaped garden terraces, actually, that line the walls of the cylindrical-like chamber. So the gardens are vertically spaced every 10 feet and brimming with luscious fruits and vegetables and golden wheat. You see 4 mechanical gnomes wearing harnesses that tend to the plants. The harnesses are attached to ropes that loop around pulley systems affixed to the ceiling, and it enables the gnomes to hoist themselves into the air and move from one plot to another. And Topla kind of looks up and says, most of my sustenance comes from these gardens. I get regular deliveries of fresh soil from Doar merchants, and they get homegrown foods and birds' eggs in return. And you see the autognomes all moving around and on the rope and pulley systems and working the fields, so to say.
And they're fully automated?
Oh yes. This is that's Orwick 1, Orwick 3, Orwick 6, and Orwick 8.
What happened to the previous Warwicks?
Oh, no.
Why they jump around?
They're all here. No, they all help me. Kind of points up. If you would like, we can go upstairs and say hello to them as well.
Oh, I see. I thought, okay, no, I'm putting it together now. Yes, I want to meet all the Orwicks.
Absolutely. Kind of shows you guys the garden, and you smell the fragrance of them, and everything's extremely lush in here. Especially, this is a desolate little asteroid floating in the middle of space, and inside this tower is like this beautiful lush greenhouse, brimming with flora. And she pulls you guys over to this wooden plank area, and says, "All right, everyone, stand aboard real quick." And pulls you guys on over, right into that area right there. And as you guys all do, one of the auto gnomes begins to pull on the ropes and pull you guys up on this pulley system up to the next level. And we'll go ahead and move you guys on over here. As they pull you up, this floor houses a very modest kitchen where 2 mechanical gnomes are preparing dinner. Furnishings include a unmade bed, a wardrobe topped with bird nest, a bookshelf packed with astrological text, and an even more bird nest. And Topola kind of gestures around, and here are my living quarters, where I read my books and take my meals. My auto gnomes, they have no shortage of recipes. Today's recipe is a deep fried night scaver steak with a lunar bechamel.
So fancy.
Crick is impressed mildly.
I was going to say, Langston does glance at Crick and is like, "Are you doing that? You haven't made a bechamel?"
They must have much better ingredients here.
You see the gnomes like feverishly, like in a very mechanical kind of way, you're going around chopping things, and the other one's stirring things in a very mechanical way, like not breaking out of this movement. And each one of them, in a very kind of in sync kind of movement, and like everything's just one fluid machine in here. And gestures around to in here. Well, you saw the second floor. Would you like to see the final and top floor?
Yes, very much so.
Absolutely. Let's see the whole thing.
Put you guys back on the pulley system, and she looks over and says, Orwick 2, and stands up straight. We come here and use the pulley for us, please. And come very mechanically walking on over, grabs onto the rope, and pulls you guys up instantly to the top level up here. Where you guys see 2 mechanical gnomes are using rags to polish this 10-foot-long copper telescope in the center of this chamber. Dozens of star maps lie atop tables that are also littered with sketches of planets and otherworldly landscapes. She says, "And this is my observatory," she kind of remarks proudly. "I acquired my auto gnomes from the same fellow who sold me this telescope, which allows me, of course, to spy on all the worlds in the system and gaze at stars in other systems as well." You see her kind of walk across the room and touches the wall, whereupon a tall opening appears in front of the telescope. Would you care to have a look?
Yes. This is definitely not bad.
Yeah. Please, and she gestures on over to the telescope as you see the ceiling begin to recede back to expose an opening for the telescope to point out of course. Crick, you go down and observe into it, and you notice that the telescope is pointing at a planet engulfed with these golden crystalline vines, completely being ravished by them. And of course, you notice this to be your planet of Toril.
I kind of look back at her and go, "So, is there any way to save it?"
I've been observing the planet for the last several days, and, well, to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure. It doesn't seem hopeful.
Would the astral elves know?
I have a feeling the astral elves would certainly know. Crux looks over her. I think they're the ones behind it, and I wish we could stop them. We gotta stop them. She looks over. Well, I guess that brings you all to my tower, correct? Something along with this business? He looks over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would look over and say, yeah, do you happen to have a star map of Doom Space that we could borrow? I think that would help us, get to the Astral Elves and the Xaryxian Empire themselves and hopefully help these fellows with their planet. She kind of looks around at all the shelves and everything. Oh, Crux, I'm sorry. I have several maps of wild space systems, but unfortunately none of them depict Doom Space or Xaryxis Space.
She said that. Does it look like she's telling the truth?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Bro.
13. Yeah, you would she seems reluctant to say that she doesn't have one because she really wants to be able to help you guys out in this moment, and she's kind of like, you see this disappointment on her face, but you see a light in her eyes illuminate, and she says, but there is something I could help you with. And she goes over to a shelf and she grabs this orrery, like a kind of a astronomical kind of it's a device that depicts positions and movements of stars and planets and moons and things like that. Almost like what you guys kind of saw, like back at the island where Sparkrender was trying to, you guys saw the golden orrery in the center there. It's a similar concept. It's a different piece, of course, but she would say, I had this, orrery attuned to wild space. I keep in my observatory. I could, of course, lend this to you guys. It should be able to help you possibly find your way.
That would still be useful.
We'll take all the help we can get.
Speaking of help, and she kind of holds on to it, you guys saw those scavers, the shark creatures, at my docks when you approached, right? Well, a void scaver, a quite larger one, has started prowling around my tower. I've been calling her Big Mama because, she's enormous. I'm surprised you all didn't come across her, but then I guess she can be hard to see, except for her one single red eye. I will give you, Crux, to keep this wild space orrery if you all slay Big Mama for me. And
That's a good deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely, we can do that.
Crux looks around. I think we can handle that. We just took care of an aesthetic. I think we can handle a little scaver. And well, no, like I said, it's not little. It's probably the biggest one I've ever seen. And
Big with that big.
it's pushing 25 feet, maybe.
Is it bigger than a Kandori?
For the size of this scaver, it's pushing the size of Gindori, but not quite as large.
Then I have confidence we'll be fine.
Well,
So, I mean, you might not know. Yeah, we're wranglers of Kandori. We kind of, we haven't been around these parts long, but we can wrangle some space life. We'll be fine.
Okay, well that certainly works for me. Before we, get into it and everything, how about I show you how this thing works. So, kind of holds it up to show everyone. She's kind of standing in the center of everyone. So this gizmo, it shows you where you are in relation to the planets, the moons, and the sun in a wild space system. But you must be in wild space to use it. So to get to another system, you must first enter the Astral Sea, which will take you wherever you want to go. And then once you reach your destination, you use the orrery to get your bearings.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And so, but we have to. So I guess it kind of can like change depending on where you are. Is
Correct.
what the information will give you.
Depending
Okay.
on what system you enter into.
Okay. That seems straightforward enough, and then it changes where you are.
You got it. You're a quick
Cool.
learner.
Langston smiles.
Well, there is some bechamel downstairs if you guys are, you know, a little famished or anything. But with all this in mind, and of course the grand tour completed, if you guys go out and you know want to go find Big Mama for me, that would be amazing.
Can do that for sure. Question about Big Mama. You said the only thing would be for like its giant red eye. Is it one-eyed, or two? Does it have the ability to like cloak itself?
It does not have a way to cloak itself, I don't believe. But yeah,
Thank God.
it's got this. Well, they call it a void scaver because it is dark like the astral sea itself, and it, you know, blends into the void of it itself, but it doesn't have any sort of, you know, invisibility or things like that. But the one red glowing eye that you'll see in the distance before you see its hulking body approaching you is a certain telltale sign.
Okay, I was gonna say the last thing I need is invisible space shocks
They
to
are-
add to this adventure.
Usually, you know, they are just a solitary menace too, so you don't really have to worry about others, hopefully, as well. Now,
Good deal.
you might have saw the smaller ones out by the dock. You know, they're content to maybe feed on kitchen scraps, but a void scaver, well, they go after the cook.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. I look at Crick and I'm just like, we need to protect Crick at all costs.
Crick's just kind of thinking there. So, is this similar, or is this the same thing as a Scribnar?
Yeah, so I said the wrong thing. I fixed it the last game. Yeah, scaver is what they're actually called.
Okay, Scaver.
Yeah.
Okay. So Crick just kind of looks at the team and just goes, yeah, I think we can take care of this. You can get the eye, but I may take something for myself.
Crux kind of looks around. Well, that sounds ominous. How about we get back onto the boats, prepare ourselves for meeting this Big Mama, and get on with the thing.
I'm not opposed.
I think it's time for a hunt.
Is
Why is that,
Topola? Are we going down by
Yes.
ourselves? Like Topola is not joining us?
She'll come down with you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so she
Were you-
comes on down. What's up?
Nothing at all.
I mean, I wasn't getting into any. Well, I mean, I'm getting into something, but never mind.
All right. So you guys push your ways outside. Then Jolly Boat's still docked out there, and Tob was like, "Well, good luck with the scaver. You know, it shouldn't be too far away. It's been harassing and circling around for the last couple of days. So once you guys get out onto your ship, hopefully you find it soon." Crux gives a nod, kind of tightens his belt up. "Oh, we'll take care of it for you, Topola. Don't you worry."
Hey, that was good delivery, Crux. I think she's starting to really fall for you.
Kind of, you see his gray flesh start to blush a little bit. Oh, stop, Langston.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
And he goes and hops onto the boat and acts like, you know, tries to be a gentleman, leading you guys on as well and helping you out. Try to, you know, show off a little chivalry in front of her.
Little two-step.
So she's watching us.
Yes.
Kind of. Okay. All right. Before we leave, did her body language, demeanor, anything like that over the course of this entire interaction give off vibes that she might be working with the Astral Elves based off of what Crusader bar that the Astral Elves told a lot of people to watch out for us.
Now,
Can I
yeah,
make an insight check to see?
you have a passive insight of 19.
Insight of 19. Yeah.
Yeah, you notice that she, this whole time, she's extremely sweet and nice to you guys, and everything she's doing and saying is extremely upright or upfront and honest with you guys.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. You guys then, with that in mind, Manto kind of just reeling back and looking at her and just seeing her with this sweet demeanor on her face, like, okay, I guess this is par for the course. You guys hop on these jolly boats and begin to paddle on back to the second wind, the ship. And as you guys are doing so, of course, you guys are keeping an eye out for Big Mama. Why don't everyone make a perception check real quick, actually?
Perception.
Crick! Hot. All right. Yeah.
Did mine roll?
Yeah, I see a 17 and a 19 for you, Luke.
Was it all?
Yes. So
Is that
I see a 23 now. So yeah, you guys begin to paddle on back, getting your way back to the ship. And as you guys are about halfway there, you know, the jolly boat approaching the second wind, Crick, you notice an enormous jet black behemoth glides out of the darkness in cosmic dust, and its red eye glowing brightly as its jaw opens wide, with long stringy strands of saliva that break off into weightless globs as a ravenous monster descends from above.
Oh,
And that is where we're going to end tonight's game.
it's your boy on there too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Actually, yeah, it looks like
me.
yeah, exactly, Manto on there too.
Yeah.
Amazing. Actually, it's funny because Manto's on the one with him too, so that's funny.
Oh, that's great.
Awesome. So you guys see this massive, you know, Crick would imagine of the Void Scover right above you guys, descending onto you guys. And we'll see what happens the next time you get together. What's going to happen with this encounter?
Love it.
Yes.
Good. This thing's terrifying.
It's like an anglerfish, but worse.
Right? Oh my god.
It's pretty big, guys.
Awesome. Great game, guys. Fun combats. Made our way over to Topolo's Tower, and we'll see what happens with this encounter. Actually, let me go ahead and show this token to you guys, too. Oh, is he hidden? Where is he? There we go. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this encounter the next time we get together. I told you it was a big mama. Big mama. All right, well, thanks you guys for playing. Thanks to everyone for watching. I hope you guys have a great night, and look out for those goblins under the stairs. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.
Good
Later.
night, everybody.